Good morning, everybody. How are you all today? I was going to continue today decorating the tags, sorry for the reach, that I was doing in yesterday's video from the printables available from Tatty Treasures on Patreon. So this is the one that I got finished yesterday. So I was going to work on those, but just as I was preparing to do the video, I had an idea and I want to have a play with it. I haven't done a test run, so bit of a gamble whether it works or not, but I think it will. So I've grabbed out 3 pages from the printables that are full journal pages. I've chosen ones that are landscape and orientation and ones that complement each other. Now I don't know if I'll need 3 pages, but I prepared 3 pages just in case. So they're printed on regular photocopy paper, A4 size, and all I've done to prepare is trim the white border off that my printer leaves. So just down to the image. So I've got this beautiful one with the tree and the wee birdie and lots of pretty detail. Got this one with another tree. Simpler design, but beautiful. And then I've just got a complementary, I don't know if you can see the pattern very well, this lovely fawn beigey pattern that I think complements both of these. So I don't know if we'll be using this one, but I thought I better prepare it just in case. So what my idea is to make page for a journal that is pockets. I mean, that sounds pretty simple, right? And hopefully it should be. But I'm going to use 2 pages to create pockets. So first off, I'm going to take this one with the bird and just fold down the top a little bit because I want to strengthen the top of the pocket. Because it's only photocopy paper, I don't want my pockets to rip over time. So I'm going to take my glue stick, grab my glue book here and glue the top of that down for a start. So yeah, I hope you're all having a fabulous day so far. Today I am able to walk on the concrete across our driveway and on the footpath, so that's pretty exciting. I haven't done it yet, so I'll be heading out to the post office today to post off an Etsy order, so that will be my first foray on the new concrete. So we can't drive on it until I think Friday, but yeah, to be able to walk on it means I can actually leave our property, which is really exciting. Okay, so there we go. We've just glued down the top of that. Now for the other pocket, I want it to be shorter. So my idea is that on one side the pocket's deep and then on the other side we have a shorter pocket. Now I don't want to bend down the top of this one too much because I don't want to lose the top of the tree. So I'm just going to fold it down just a little bit, like so, again to strengthen the top of the pocket. So already I'm wondering, is this actually going to work? Well, let's just do it and find out, shall we? So I would not class this as a tutorial just yet because I'm not sure whether it's working or whether it will work. So I'm just playing, having fun with these printables from Tanya Tatty Treasures. Okay, so we've strengthened the top of that one. Now I want to make this one lower. So I'm going to fold up basically the tree trunk in height. That's what I'm going for. And that can be glued on the back like so. Right, so this I hadn't thought about. I hadn't thought about how this would look. So maybe I do actually want this paper. Okay, so I don't need all of it, so let's work out how much we would like. So just doing a bit of eyeballing here. That's got a little bit of white still that I didn't trim off properly, so let's turn it around to the edge that hasn't got white. So just overlap that a little bit with our strengthening strip at the top, and then line up our lower pocket to see. And I want to come, so I'm going to cut thumb notches out, so I want to make sure I come below those so that we don't see any of the white. So I'm going to go about there, I think. It looks good to me. And you could use book page or writing paper or anything you like to cover up this area of white that I ended up with. It doesn't have to be another digital page, but I like the idea that these all work in together. So that's getting a bit gluey because I was making clusters before I started this video, so it's already getting quite gluey. Let's put some glue down on this. It's quite cold inside this morning, but I think it's not too bad outside. I wish it warmed up inside. Right, I might put the torn edge actually up at the top, just for a little bit of added interest. Right, grab my card here and smooth it down. There we go. Okay, so that is front and back. Yeah, see how that I'm a lot happier with how that looks now. I think that looks very cool. Now this flap at the bottom here, you could glue it down, but I want to create the bottom of the pocket with it, so it separates things that go on this side from things that go on this side, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Right, so I'm just going to pop the lid on my glue stick, grab my tacky glue. Again, I'm reaching, I do apologise. I'm just going to glue down this flap here on the sides. It's just a bit of glue on each side. Like so. And so far so good. Right, now do I fold before I glue, or do I glue and then fold? That is the question. Okay, what I am going to do is I'm going to fold so I know where the center line is. So I'm going to fold and then unfold. And I might take a little bit out of this center just so it's not too bulky in the center there. Now I'm going to fold this one in half as well. Right, so now I know where the center is. Oops, upside down with care. So that I know where to do my little thumb notches. So let's do that. In fact, I might leave this folded to do that, because then they're going to be in the same spot. So eyeball the middle and about there, a bit thick to go through with the 4 layers. Okay, so we've got our little thumb notches there, and I'm going to do the same on this one at the top. So about there. That one was weirdly easier to get through, maybe because I did that slightly deeper. Okay, so now we've got our thumb notches. I think I do want to distress this, so you certainly don't have to, but I tend to ink everything, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now before I glue anything together, just to make life a bit easier. Certainly not impossible to do once it's glued, but way easier to do it now. And I only need to do that bit now because the rest I can do once it's all glued together without any problems. Okay, so that's going to go in there. I do think I want to take a little notch out of the bottom here, which I should have done before I glued the sides, but never mind. We can make it work. So just take out some of that bulk there and make sure that it doesn't bind up on the spine. So run a little bit of glue here along that under the edge, and same along this side. Hopefully you can see okay. There we go, and that's just going to make it a nice cleaner center. Okay, so I can see that I've got some sticking out on the side here, but I think that we can trim that off once it's all together. I think it will be fine once it's glued. So that's going to be one side of the pocket, then the inside with a smaller pocket here and here. Oh, I love it. I love it already. Okay, hopefully that pocket system will work well. I hope. We can only but try. Right, so now I am going to glue it. And because I need to trim off those edges where it sticks out a little bit, I'm going to come in just from the edge, because I don't want to end up cutting off the glue that's holding it together. So just a smidge, because it's only sticking out a smidge. Very technical term that, a smidge. It's a little bit more than a hair. And I also need to glue along the bottom here, don't I? Otherwise things are going to just fall straight out. And that's not very effective pocket system, is it? Now I'm wondering whether I should glue in the center as well, down the sides. I think I might. It will make the pockets a bit narrower, and I don't think you absolutely have to, but I'm thinking it might just help reinforce the spine, because this is going to be sewn into the signature, just like a journal page. Okay, so I'm going to glue in that center, and I think it also helped when it comes to folding, hopefully. Right, so glue on the outside edges, beside the center fold and along the bottom, with that center one being optional. Right, now try and lay it down. Up. This glue sets very quickly. Oh, getting into all sorts of trouble here. Right, that looks good. Okay. And I've got glue on my mat as well. And I didn't match it up properly, so by the time it's inked it should be fine, or I could trim it down if I didn't like it. Well, so far so good. Right, I'm not going to fold it just yet. I want that glue to set just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and trim down this side. Here I've got some sticking out. See, just a smidge. If you're wondering exactly how much a smidge is, that's about a smidge. I know it's the term we use here in New Zealand. Is it a common term? Do like people in America or other places use a smidge as a term to indicate a little bit of something. I don't know. Let me know. Okay. Oh, it's so pretty, isn't it? So pretty. Okay, this glue sets fast, so let's see how we're doing. I'm just going to take my effectively bone folder and give it a burnish down there. Okay, so that's the base of our pockets. Oh, so exciting. Let's grab one of these tags. It's not big enough. Okay, let's grab this offcut of paper that we've got. So we've got pocket there, and we've got a pocket in the back. Now I don't know if it's going to work or whether things will just slide in either side of that little bit that we folded up. I don't know, because I was anticipating making a shorter pocket with something higher up, but that's just a variation that you could do as well. So I've just done it this way because I forgot about that other bit. So there's our page pocket that gets sewn into a signature. So it's a page that's also pockets. I think that's good. Right, what else do we want to do to this? I'm thinking of leaving this because this is really nice writing space. Easily write on that. And then we've got our two things in our pockets. So maybe we want to decorate up this a little bit. Just do need to trim off that bottom a bit. And then I'll ink around it. I do want to trim it. I could just ink it, but I felt it brush against my hand and I thought, yeah, it doesn't, just something didn't feel quite right about it. So I'm going to trim it, then I'm going to ink it. You know, if something isn't right for you, then deal with it. You know, don't leave it as is, but deal with it, or find some way to deal with it. And that for you might be inking, like in this instance where there's a little overhang. But if it bugs you, then maybe trim it off. So you just keep going until you're happy. Oops, I need a bit more ink on my sponge. So all the links for Tanya at Tatty Treasure will be down in the description box. So if you're interested in going along and checking out her Patreon, she also has a Facebook group or page. I'm not sure which actually, whether it's a group or a page. I think it's a group. And she's on YouTube and Buy Me a Coffee. Lots of places you can find. So I'll try and pop all the links down in the description box for you, so that you can go along and check her out. She's got some wonderful ideas and wonderful videos on her channel. Here's my little plug for Tatty Treasure. And if you love this style, then I thoroughly recommend you do go and check out her Patreons. Grab yourself some printables if you sign up to be a patron. Okay, so we decided we're going to leave the inside. So what do we want to decorate with? So I haven't grabbed out anything to decorate it with, although I did have another thought. There were some smaller pockets, I think, in here from memory. So let's just have a wee flick through, see if we can find something. Cute little envelopes, something that might work. There's some larger tags, although I think the colours don't quite work for this. Some fussy cuts, cute postcards. There's some grey ephemera in here too that match another kit that she has available on Etsy. So all these freebies also have matching kits on Etsy, which is really handy as well. So you can add to what you buy on Etsy with some freebies. Oh, they're a possibility. They are frames. Oh, maybe. Oh, no, are they two different ones, or did I print them twice? Some things I printed twice by accident. No, it's a different one. It's a nice big folder envelope. Oh, and I forgot to show you yesterday, so I will show you today because I just saw it. These are the same printable, so I'll just move these out of the way so you can see a bit better. These are the same page, printed twice by accident. This one is on presentation paper. This one is on copy paper. Now, I don't know that you could tell much difference between them. Okay, there's a slight, and I mean slight, colour variance between how they print on presentation paper. And this presentation paper, I feel like it's slightly crisper, like the ink doesn't sort of blur out as much as it does with photocopy paper. And, you know, it's just regular photocopy paper. It's neither cheap nor expensive. It's just photocopy paper. So really, there's very little difference. So if all you've got is copy paper, then it's absolutely fine. You just might need to add a bit more strengthening. But even the presentation paper, it's only 20 GSM heavier than the copy paper. So it often does need strengthening as well. But just to show you that there's such a tiny, tiny difference that unless you knew you were looking at different paper types, you probably wouldn't even register. Okay, I'm wondering about a frame. Do we want to put a frame on the back here? Slightly different aesthetic. This one might work well though, although we could go with the flowers. What do we like better? I think I like this one better. So I'm going to cut it out. So we're venturing into territory that I hadn't thought of. So let's just go with it and see what happens. And I'm thinking about making a pocket on top of my pockets. Because, you know, you always need more pockets, don't you? We do love our pockets and our tags and our journal cards. They are such fun. Okay, once this is cut out, I'll also be able to see whether colours work well enough. Okay, it does blend in a little, but I think if I ink it up, it will be all good. So I think I do like it in that corner because I like all this detail here. I'm going to ink it. I do want a little thumb notch, and I want a side thumb notch for this. And I don't want to make it very deep, just a smidge. There we go with that technical term again, just a smidge. Now I'm thinking, do I want to round the corners while I'm inking? Nothing else is rounded apart from the notches, thumb notches, so maybe not. So that's super cute. Okay, I do want to cut out this here and make it a window pocket because that sounds like fun, and why not? So best way to do this, I think I'm just gonna kind of do an X in the middle so I can get in with my scissors. It is curved on the inside, so otherwise I'd just take my craft knife and a ruler and cut it out. So bear with me while I cut out this little aperture. We probably won't get time to make a little card or something to go inside, but we'll see. We'll see how we go for time. Concentrating. Can you feel the smoke rising? Feel it or see it? Okay, almost there. Done. Okay, now I do want to ink the inside, and it will also hide anywhere where I didn't cut it out perfectly. Just very gently so you don't tear it by accident. Right, there we go. There is our little aperture cut out. So now we need something to put on the back of it. So some acetate or something of that sort. So what I have here is like a scrapbooking sleeve from scrapbooking days. Where's it open? Oh, it's already been cut in two, that's why I can't feel it. So I'm just going to use this. So I'm just going to roughly cut out a piece and then trim it down to the size I need, so it's easier to work with. There we go, get rid of that. Right, it's a bit dusty. Oops, rubbed it on my trousers and now it's got fluff off my trousers. Right, so let's, oh, maybe I'll take the side that hasn't got a big chink out of it. Trimming off the excess. And I'm going to put glue on the sides of the plastic. Now, I realise you probably can't even see it on camera, the bit of plastic, because it does have a habit of disappearing, doesn't it? Being completely see-through. So I'm just gluing along the edges of this, and then I'm going to glue around the edge of the aperture to give it a nice seal. Oops, tricky to hold down sometimes. Okay, now before that dries, I'm going to go in around here. Just trying to work quickly because it does dry super fast. Right, now let's get it down. Like so. Cool. So now we have a little window pocket to pop on here. Oh, it's actually really pretty without anything in it, but we kind of want something in it because it's a pocket. But let's just glue that down anyway. And I haven't reinforced the side of this. This is on presentation paper, so it's a little bit heavier. But we're not going to put something super huge or heavy in it. I don't think it will get as much action, shall we say, as the the page pocket itself. Okay, so let's pop you down. Oh, I like how those berries pop in the corner there when there's nothing in the pocket. That's really cute. Fun. That's super fun. Okay, now I do want a label or something, so let's go back to the printables and try and find where the labels went to now that I've sort of shuffled everything around. Here's some labels. It's the one with the bird on it, isn't it? We could use that one with the bird. Let's see what it looks like. Just straight cuts, so using my big scissors is perfectly okay for this. And then I'll check the time and see how we're going, whether we've got time to make anything to go in the pockets. Oops, upside down bird. Yep, it's a clever birdie, that one. It can fly upside down. Let's get rid of these scraps. I think it definitely needs something behind it. It's a bit too blending in at the moment, so a bit of ink will help. And let's grab out some book page or music or something. Let's see. Find the right packet. How about some numbers? A little bit more of that. That's how we end up with scraps. We tear it, and then we tear a bit more, and then we tear a little bit more, and before you know it, we've got a whole bunch of teensy-weensy scraps. I like that. I think I'm going to ink this as well. I don't often ink the book page layer, but I just want to help give it a bit more of a lift. Gee, my sponge seems to be really dry today. And I think I'll go glue stick. Oops. Gosh, get on there, Cap. Just don't want my tacky glue to dry out while I'm doing this. Okay, so I'm just gluing off to the side. And then a birdie label. And then I think a word as well. Of course, I've still got the other side to decorate, so we probably won't get to fill the pockets in this video. Okay. So I discovered yesterday that my labels work really well with these papers. Chase the rainbows, sweet dreams. Oh, down there. I like that down there. Sweet dreams it is. Because sweet dreams is not just for nighttime when you're going to sleep. I think all our dreams need to be sweet. Our daydreams, our dreaming of possibilities, our dreaming of things that we desire in life should all be sweet. There we go. So that's that side done. And so we've got this lovely little window pocket here. Super cute. Love that. I think that's cool. Okay, what do we want here? I don't think we want a lot because I love all this decoration. Perhaps a label as well. Or we've got stamps here. Could pop a stamp. I kind of like this one here. Let's cut it out and see what it looks like. Oh, I just spotted some other ones from the same sheet as the bunny I used yesterday. Put one of those on. Oh, the owl's quite cool, but we've already got a bird. This one's quite nice. I'll check this, how this looks, and then we'll see whether we need to look at a different option or not. How's that for a plan? Oh, I like the stamp. I think the stamp is fine. But again, I think a bit of book page or something behind it. Bit of different book page, I think, from what we used on the other side. Keep it interesting. Don't really want that blank bit down there. And maybe this bit, which is the column between the entries. It's a bit of dictionary page. Keep things out my way. Keep putting my arm on them. Yep, just that little bit peeking out from behind is lovely. So again, I'm going to just take the time to ink it up because it is a little bit on the white side. It's not true white, but compared to everything else, it looks a bit white. So just take the edge off it by giving it an edge. Yeah, lovely. Love that. Just the perfect space there for something like a stamp. Cute, and I think that's all that needs because this is just gorgeous. I don't really want to cover it up. Why cover up something so pretty? Okay, so there we've got front, and then we've got two pockets on this side. So we've got our front pocket here. Whether that functions as a separate pocket or not, I'm not sure. They might end up going in the same place, but it's fine. It doesn't matter if they do. And then on the back here, we've got our two pockets here, and then our pocket on the side. So it's 5 pockets, and you could add more. Like if you want to put further little pockets down here, you could, but I just prefer leave this as plain writing space. Take whatever's in the pockets out, and you can write really easily, and then you can pop the things back into the pockets. So how are we doing on time? Oh, we're actually not doing too bad. So maybe we want to do something for this little pocket here, because I think we've got time for that. Let's have a look what journal cards or things we've got here that might work. Got postcards, but I think they're a little big. No, that's a bit small. Might be a bit tricky to find something the right size that's already in the kit, but we can try. These lovely botanical postcards. Could always trim down, of course. Oh, close. Very, very close. Kind of like the idea of one that has something that will show through the pocket. So I'm going to try for this one we will have to trim it down from what it currently is to make it fit. But there's no rules that say you have to use something exactly as it is when you print out something. No matter whose it is or where it comes from, you can make it suit, you can trim it down, you can add things to it. So how much do we need to lose? I think if we go that much, I'm just eyeballing, and then a similar amount on the other side. So a smidge off each edge, and I'm just going to test the width. Okay, so still need to lose more, so I'd rather take it off the side where there's, because I don't want to lose the stamp. I'm going to take more than a smidge this time. A good strip there. Oh, and we're still not quite fitting, so let's take another strip. And I prefer to do it in bits, you know, I don't want to take off more than what I need to. There we go, we've got it. So now we can trim off the top and bottom. I hope this works okay. I didn't check that. Yes, it will work fine. Okay. Cool. Is that straight? That doesn't look straight. Because I was just eyeballing it, I think I ended up going quite askew. Yes, I did. Let's just straighten that up a little bit. It's not too bad, but I definitely could tell. Oops, made a bit of a mess on that. Oh dear, I've munched it. I took a piece out of the corner. Darn it. Okay, well, I'm not going to panic about it. I'm just going to make it part of the aged look, that it's been damaged in its life and had a wee chunk taken out. All good. The other corners I will round. Hopefully, if this is thick enough, I might put a bit of paper behind so it's going through 2 layers, which hopefully will help my corner punch perform better. Yeah, definitely prefers a couple of layers when it's the paper's thinnish. Okay. And one more. So this postcard did have rounded corners before I trimmed it down. So I'm just reinstating those because I do like rounded corners. I think they look cool. Just give a nice easy finishing touch. Okay. And then we've got our one with the little chunk out of it. So it does, oh, I should have backed it because it does need backing. I should have backed it before I did the corners. Oh well, never mind. Let's just carry on. So, bit of the packaging paper here. So let's glue it down to that. Grab out my glue book. No, it's getting a bit gluey, so let's just turn it over. And I'll just hand trim around it rather than corner rounding it with the corner rounder. I often forget to do the backing before I do the corner rounding. I don't know why, it's just I get ahead of myself. But it's not the end of the world. There's always ways to do these things. Because I have to do the hand cutting anyway for to match the chink. on the bottom. Right, just going to do the straight cuts with my big scissors, and it looks like I might have to go in with some tacky glue in areas where it's not gluing down very well. Right, go in here with my little scissors to get this little bit out of the corner. I often forget to do the corner rounding too before I ink, and then I ink and it's like, oh, I've got to re-ink because then I take the corners off. Just give that a bit of a smooth out from this side. Right, how we... Oh, there, I think that was enough to actually catch those areas that weren't stuck down properly. Just needed a good press. Okay, so ink. Let's ink it up. And let's see how it looks. Still a little wet, so it's a little bit too flexible at the moment. Cute. I don't know that I want to add anything to the front of it. We could put it in this way. Which way do we prefer? We prefer that. Oops, it's getting sponge crumbs on the inside. Do we want to put it that way? I like it both ways, to be honest. I can't decide. Let me know if you think it should go in flowers first or postcard first. So at the moment it's postcard first. But that's super cute. So we've got our little window pocket there on the back of our page pockets. So maybe I will continue on and do the ephemera to go in these pockets in the next video, because I'd kind of like to see it all finished. I think it's cool. I think it's lovely. So there we go. There's my project for today. Page pockets that go into your journal, sewn into the signature, just like any other pages, and combine pockets with writing space. Yay! I'm super happy this worked. I hope you loved this project too. Do head along, check out Tanya. Put the links in the description box so it makes it easy for you to go there. And I will see you in the next video. Have a fabulous day, my friends. And I'm going to get busy for the next video. Bye for now.